Hello, guys. Welcome everybody back again to our Thursday's testimonial time. Just wanted to thank you for being on the call with us. We're recording this for a purpose of helping the group and helping everybody else. There's scripture that I always say that we defeat the enemy by the blood of the Lamb, the word of our testimony, and that we don't love our life unto death. And our testimonies are so important. What I want to do in this series, we want to capture those testimonies so that we can use them for later purposes. If you have somebody that has a particular issue, you'll be able to send this video to them to help them through whatever it is that they're going through. But on the call, I got such special people. I thank God for allowing me to be their friends and to be able to call them my friends. I got Mary, first of all, Mary Hollinshead, who's going to introduce David and Lynda on tonight's call. So go ahead, Mary, take it away.
What can I say about Lynda and David is so wonderful. I mean, they are good friends of mine. We both, all of us were in another business. And when I was looking at this business, it was Lynda that got me to join the business, because when I showed her this business and these patches, I was very skeptical. I didn't know if this is really what I wanted to do, but it was Lynda that said, Mary, you have found a gold mine. And so the next day she joined, and the day after that, David joined. So that is the beginning of my team. Without the two of them, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, for joining this business with me and going on this journey. We're on this journey a year now, and it's been the best gift that I've ever been given from God, because everything comes from God. And I just want to say thank you to you and Lynda and David for everything. And what an awesome team we're building together.
Thank you, Mary. That was absolutely wonderful. I appreciate it. Okay, for those of you that don't know us, we are David and Lynda Allen, and we are coming to you from the great state of Texas. And first and foremost, I would like to personally thank Ed and Vicki Malad for putting this great time together where we can all share all the wonderful experiences that we're feeling with these patches. And I'd like to tell you that my story started a little less than a year ago when my friend Mary called me and said, would you look at this for me? She assured me she was not trying to recruit me in the business. And I thought, we all know how that goes. However, I did some research. I checked out LifeWave. I even researched David Schmidt, but more importantly, I dug deep to find out what in the world are these patches about. I've never heard of such. Well, through multiple conversations with Mary and talking to Lorenzo and Ed, what we discovered was there was a 15-day protocol. And I thought, that's something I'd like to do. So I thought, I'm going to go ahead and buy a gold kit. There's a twofold benefit to that. One, I helped my friend kickstart her business. And secondly, I got the patches that I needed to do this protocol for myself and my sister-in-law, not David, me and his sister. Well, did the protocol for 15 days. And I have to tell you, after the 15 days, I felt amazing. I felt like my entire body had been cleansed out, and I loved it. But then I thought, I've built this interest in this business. What's next? Well, I've been blessed because for my age, I'm a relatively healthy person. But I did have a sleep problem. I was the person that would lay in bed and twist and turn all night, run to the restroom 4 times a night, and really got broken sleep. So my next venture was Silent Night. David and I had fun with that patch. We wore it in the middle of our head. We looked like two aliens running around the house with a third eye, and we laughed about it. But then we went to bed. David does not have a sleeping problem. He puts his head on the pillow and out he goes every night. Me, on the other hand, I twist and turn, this light bulb goes on in my head, and I start thinking about all the things that I needed to do that day and the next. Well, what I noticed that night was that this man that I was married to for over 43 years stopped snoring. That was huge to me because that was half of the reason I could not sleep. Well, I laid in bed, made the mistake of turning that light bulb back on, and I kept thinking about this patch all night long. So guess what? It did not work for me that night. Second night, I thought, it worked for him. It's got to work for me. Put it on the second night. Well, I got to tell you, I slept a little bit better, but I just didn't have that wow feeling. Third night, I thought I'm going to couple it with an Aeon patch on the back of my neck, and I moved the silent light down to the top of my foot. When I did that, I have to tell you, I slept all night, a solid 8 hours, and never got up one time. Woke up the next day very, very refreshed. Well, now I'm thinking to myself, I cleansed my body. I found a solution to my sleeping problem. What's next? I need that wow. I thought, okay, it's my understanding, and I personally felt that the X39 was the Cadillac of patches. And I thought, I'm going to go ahead and make this one my new venture. Well, I wore it and I started to feel good. I had a little more energy, and it just made me feel overall well. Well, I wore it for about 6 months when I had an issue. I went to bed one night and I clicked the remote control, turned on the news. When I did, the television, about 10 minutes into the news, the television completely blurred up on me. I couldn't even read what was scrolling across the bottom of the screen. I thought, uh-oh, my eyes just went kaput. Well, the next day, David made eye appointments, and off to the eye doctor we went. We went to a new eye doctor, so I brought with me contact lenses, which I wear during the day, and glasses that I wear at night. Doctor examines my eyes, puts my glasses in this little machine for about 2 minutes, and says to me, "These are not your glasses." I said, "I beg your pardon? I've been wearing them every night for a good 2.5, 3 years. They are my glasses." She said, "I need to re-examine your eyes. There's something wrong." I thought, oh Lord, please don't let me be going blind. Well, she examined my eyes not once, but 2 more times and said to me, "I've never seen anything like this happen in all the years I've been practicing. Your vision in your left eye, which has always been my worst, has gone from a 5.75 down to 4.0. That is really awesome." She said, "But what is baffling my brain is that the vision in your right eye has gone from 4.50 down to 0.75, and that's no prescription at all." I was like, wow, that's amazing. I have to tell you that she said, "Did you have eye surgery in the last year?" And I said, "No, I did not." "Did you have cataract surgery?" "No." "Did you have any kind of eye injections. No, but when she used that word, I thought, okay, patch on the back of my neck, X39, and we always hear no chemicals, no this, no that, and no injections. So with that, I lifted up my hair and I said, look, I don't know if this has anything to do with it or not, but I've been wearing this little patch on the back of my neck for 6 months every day, 12 hours a day. It's called X39. Then I proceeded to tell her, you know, the phototherapy process, the regeneration of stem cells. And the minute I said stem cells, she said, stop. And I just looked at her. She said, I know of stem cells, but only through stem cell injections. She said, I have to tell you that if that patch is true to fact and does what you said that it does, that it was, and this is the word she used, not regenerate. She said, your reborn cells have actually corrected the vision in your left eye significantly and has actually corrected the vision in your right eye 100% completely. I went into shock. I was like, this is the wow I've been waiting for. And I have to tell you, don't ever underestimate the power of the X39 patch, because the unexpected can and will happen to everybody. I got to tell you, that eye examination, that was like putting the icing on my cake. So at this point, I want to thank you all for listening to my story. And again, thank you, Ed and Vicki. And I'd like to turn it over to my partner in business, who is also my partner for life, by the way, my husband, David. Thank you all for listening.
That is just incredible. Okay, I gotta butt in on here.
Wow.
I haven't heard that testimonial from you, Lynda, but I'm like in tears right now. I'm like, it's just so incredible. And you know, that is the very reason why we're doing these videos, because we're memorializing this moment, because your testimony is going to help so many different peoples around the world. And I just want to thank you guys for being so courageous and so grateful to come in on the call. I know that David had done his testimony with Brother Roy before, but I never heard this before. Lynda, it's incredible. I myself, I got to tell you, I used to wear glasses to read, and now I don't even know where my glasses are. And
there you go.
I hadn't thought about it till you said this. You know what I mean? It's like, so your testimony is helping me, because now I'm trying to read. Like, I have a little check right here, and I'm reading. Like, I can read the little tiny letters on the side of the check that I could have never read before. Incredible. Praise God. So that's awesome. David, I won't steal from you. Go ahead, take it away, buddy.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to say now. I mean, that was so awesome that, you know, I don't have a story anymore. No.
Oh yeah, you have a lot of stories.
No, but she's right. I mean, that was really incredible, what has happened with her. For me, the reason that I got involved in this was twofold. Once, she, you know, Lynda alluded that it was for her and my sister.
And Mary.
It wasn't. No, I'm speaking of the patches now.
Okay.
I mean, we've thanked Mary for, you know, showing us this. We're bringing it to our attention. But she alluded that when she ordered the patches, it was for her and my sister, not her husband of 43 years. So she had to do a detox, and my sister said, I'll do the detox. And I didn't know that she had already made arrangements with my sister to make the, you know, for the detox. So I told her, I said, hey, I'll detox with you. She said, no, Marie is detoxing with me. And I said, okay, well, you know what? I'm getting my own patches. I'm going to detox myself. So I actually ordered patches for myself and came in the business also. So when we got our patches, we went down to my sister's, who lives down in Sugar Land here in Texas. And one of the people that, one of the ladies that we had known for quite a long time had come over to my sister's house. Her name is Letty. And when she came to the door, I answered the door, and she's standing there with 2 canes, and she's doing the senior shuffle. And I said, Letty, what's going on? She said, I have bad sciatica. She says, and I have a really bad knee that they want to do surgery on, and I don't want the surgery done. And I said, look, I said, I've got something for you to help you with pain. I said, where are you at pain? And she says, well, I'm at about a 12. And I said 10 to, you know, from 1 to 10. And she says, well, I'm at about a 12. And I said, okay, let's try this. Now, I have to preface it by saying this was the very first person we ever patched. And we knew nothing at all. I mean, I'm acting like the expert. And it was like, I hope I'm doing this right. So anyway, Lynda patches her for the sciatica. And I patched her knee for a knee problem. And I'm asking the questions, and I'm doing the clock method, because that's what Lorenzo had mentioned, you know, to do as far as the videos and the Zooms that we have been through. So I'm asking her where her pain level is, and she's saying, I'm at a 2. And she says, I want to try something. And she knocks over the canes. She says, I don't think I want to use these. And Lynda tells her, she says, okay, well, come on over and walk towards me. Well, instead of doing the shuffle, she starts walking. Now, I mean, she's not doing big strides, but she's a lot better than the shuffle that she was doing. And she gets to Lynda and she stops and she says, I want to try something. So she takes her left knee, the one that she has not lifted or done anything, she starts lifting it. She lifts it a little bit, precautionary, and then she lifts it a little bit higher, and then she lifts it almost to her chest. And she starts crying. And then, of course, my wife starts crying, my sister starts crying, and I'm going, the man I am, I start crying. It was like, wow, it was divine intervention. This is the calling, and this is what made us start to really go forth in this business. But I also had a problem with my shoulder. I was doing some push-ups. Yes, I do push-ups. And I had torn something in there. I heard it tear. But again, the man that I am, I continued to do push-ups. And later on that day, my body said, guess what? You shouldn't have done the extra push-ups. And lo and behold, I couldn't let it raise my arm, lift itself up. So I patched myself. And within 4 days, I was fine. And now I can, oh, ow. No, I'm kidding. I can lift my arm up and down, no problem whatsoever. Don't have any issues. I do push-ups and it still works. So I'm really happy for that. So that's my story. And Ed, you can have the field back.
Are you sticking to it? Is that your story and you're sticking to it?
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Awesome
You guys
job,
are
guys.
incredible. You guys are both so incredible, and I love you guys for that, because you know I had a message in our one of our WhatsApp groups from California. I'm not going to tell you who it was, but I have to read this because this is exactly why we're doing this. Okay, there's it's no coincidence that that Mary got a hold of you and introduced you to this. It's no coincidence that we're here on the call talking about this, because what we're doing, guys, is not just for ourselves. See, there's a purpose behind it. And, the purpose is that we're about helping other people, right? Because this is what it's all about. Yes, the money comes secondary and it's good, but, more importantly, I believe that in ourselves that we have to help other people, right? So this particular lady sent a text and she said, I just signed one of the sweetest grandmother that is raising her 14-year-old granddaughter. Her son and husband both died in a tragic accident over the past couple of years. Her knee hurts and she's holding a lot of trauma. I'm overcome with emotions, she says. Having the opportunity to help her love my day work, but it doesn't permit me to really impact people's lives in the meaningful way, she says. Lots of arguing with construction people whatsoever. She says, we are lucky to share LifeWave. You hear that? I want you to get that again. Hear that again. We are lucky to share LifeWave. And the doctors in this group, she says, are lucky to assist people with regaining their health on a regular basis. It is a good life. And you guys just shared those testimonies with Letty and lifting her leg up. And yes, you crying. You're allowed to cry, David. I'm a baby myself.
Right.
When I see people, it's just incredible testimonies, and it doesn't stop. It's like, all right, so you patch a couple people and then you're fine. Just last night we went to a restaurant and met a brother of ours, and we patch people and instantly the pain goes away. And one thing I learned, that there's a countdown, and I know you guys heard that before, and I'm sure you know this from Brother Roy, but he does a countdown, right? He goes 10, 9, 8, and by the time
Magical
he gets,
countdown.
what does he call it?
The magical countdown.
The magical countdown, and he goes down to 0, and what that is, it's just not only intentions, but is also anticipating that the patches are going to do what they're supposed to do, right? So with that, even though you may be new in this business, anticipate great things, right? Anticipate that God is with you and you can do all things because he strengthens you, right? So he has given us an opportunity now. See, we have this patches as a weapon, right? So that we be able to fight this good fight of faith that we have. We'll be able to help one another, people that need help. Now when I'm driving and I see people like hurting when they're walking, I almost want to stop and I want to go and help them, but I know that if people in the street, they see you, they'll think that you're kind of weird. Well, Brother Lorenzo's not. He tells everybody in the world. He patches as many people as he can, and hopefully one day I'll have that courage to do the same thing, and hopefully you guys do that too. And that our courage is being renewed by doing this calls. So I want to appreciate you guys. We're done at a time, but we'll stay over here and chat some more after we finish the presentation or finish this video. I just want to thank you again, and I want to ask you to tune in next week. Saturday we're going to have a training that we do for our business, but next week on Thursday night around this time we're going to do again another testimony, and the next one is going to be Jim Weber. So get ready, Jim, to do your testimony. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you.
Anybody
each
want
other
to do the
next
week
Monday.
after that?
And I want to add one thing to that.
Yes, go ahead.
After Letty had finished, testing her knee out, I told her, I said, Letty, are you ready to get some patches to help you? And I mean, it was just right out of her mouth. She said, no. And it was like, what? You went from a 12 to a nothing, and you don't want the patches? She said, no, I want to be part of this business. So.
And she signed up
and she signed up
immediately.
immediately.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We are blessed.
That is
Yes.
incredible. That's really incredible. Well, thank you guys. If I want to thank you guys for being in the call. I want to bless you guys. And if anybody has to drive or going anywhere, have traveling mercies till we see each other again.